Hello, it's Mark from Cars and Cameras, and today we're going to replace a battery on a MacBook Pro. This is a warning on this MacBook Pro to replace the battery now. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove all 10 screws on the back of the MacBook Pro cover. Now this is the 13-inch model, but it would also apply to the 15-inch model with a couple of modifications. So you're going to go ahead and remove that cover. And the first step, you can see when you remove this cover, it's very dirty. So you can use a vacuum on the cover part, but do not use a vacuum on the computer itself because it does create static electricity. You can use a duster if you want. Just be sure to be careful when you use it. Now here's the battery we're going to go ahead and put in there. This is the replacement battery. And like I said, this will work on a 2009 to 2012 MacBook Pro. So the first step is to pull up on the connector for the battery. You just basically lift up on it, straight up. And I did it there with my fingers. And that's it. It's just disconnected. Now on the 13-inch model, you have two tri-lobe screws you're going to remove. There's one here and there's one on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and remove this. Now the kit that I came with did come with the tri-lobe screwdriver. I do recommend getting the kit that does come with the screwdrivers if you don't have them. So here there's just two screws to remove. If it was the 15-inch model, it would have 3 screws to remove. So you simply just undo those screws, and once we get the screws out, we'll be able to lift that battery up and out. And you can see how it removes. You're going to do the same process when putting it back in. And you can see when we put it in, we kind of put it underneath those screw mounts. And you go ahead and lock it in place. And that's it. And we're going to go ahead and reattach the screws once we got it fitted in there. All right, looks good. So we're going to put the 2 tri-lobe screws back in. Remember, if you have the 15-inch, you're going to have 3 tri-lobe screws, one in the middle. So let's get those in now. And then after we get that in, we're going to go ahead and press that power connector back in. It's very simple. Just kind of push down on the ribbon cable and push it in. And there we go. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put the cover back on in reverse order. Now remember, when you put the screws on the top, there are longer screws, so just be careful when you put the screws on to make sure you put them in the right direction. You can see here, that's where one of the longer one goes, and another longer one goes there. So just make sure you put the screws in the right holes. Okay, so once you have that done, what you're going to do is you're going to boot up the computer and you're going to go into System Preferences, and then you're going to go into Energy Saver. And then once you go into Energy Saver, you're going to see it's going to look something like this. And you're going to make sure you tap on battery, and you're going to move those control levers to never. Basically, we don't want the computer to shut off now. What we want to do is we want to leave the computer unplugged, and we want to run the battery down to 0. So to do this with these settings, the computer will stay on until the battery is depleted 100%, and then it'll shut off. When that happens, you're going to plug the computer in and let the computer charge up to 100%. Once it charges to 100%, leave it plugged in for another 2 hours. And once that has been done, now the battery has been properly conditioned and calibrated, and you're done. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.